Coming home from work, I find something that makes my blood run cold. A red Dodge parked inside my locked garage. A woman in a blazer stands beside it like she owns the place, holding a garage door remote I've never seen before. This garage falls under community standards, she announces with zero shame. Like that gives her the right to park in my locked space without even knocking. I'm Jordan Mitchell, and I just met Claudia Patterson, HOA Compliance Committee member who thinks community standards trump private property rights. For 3 years, Sophie and I have lived quietly in this neighborhood, paid every HOA fee on time, followed every ridiculous rule about grass height and mailbox colors. But here's Claudia acting like she has every right to park her personal vehicle inside my home. I grab paper from my workbench and write out a quick notice. Property trespass warning. Unauthorized vehicle entry documented. Evidence preserved. Pending police verification. I tape it right to the garage door frame where everyone can see it. Claudia watches with that smug expression like I'm some kid having a tantrum instead of a homeowner protecting his property rights. Listen, Jordan, she says, using my first name like we're old friends. This is standard maintenance access protocol. Community standards enforcement requires periodic inspection of all residential storage areas. The way she talks, it's like she's reading from some manual. But there's something underneath. Something that makes me feel like she's talking to me different than she talked to other residents. Before we dive deeper, drop a comment with your location and what time you're watching. I love connecting with viewers around the world. I call the non-emergency police line for official documentation. While waiting, Sophie comes home from work, stopping short when she sees the Dodge. Jordan, why is there a car in our garage? And who's this? Claudia immediately switches to victim mode. Sophie, right? I'm Claudia Patterson from the HOA Compliance Committee. I was just explaining necessary property inspections. Sophie's got street smarts and can smell bullshit from a mile away. Property inspections require written notice and scheduled appointments. This looks more like breaking and entering to me. She starts photographing everything. The remote, the HOA tags, the equipment stickers. Ma'am, you need to stop photographing HOA equipment, Claudia snaps, her fake friendly voice dropping. That's community property, and there are privacy concerns. Actually, this is my garage, so I'll photograph whatever I want in my own home, Sophie fires back. When Officer Lewis arrives, he examines Claudia's paperwork carefully. Ma'am, these show general HOA compliance authority, but nothing specific about garage inspections or emergency access. This appears to be a civil property dispute, but I'm looking more closely at that remote Claudia was holding. It's not our standard garage door opener. This thing has extra buttons, different labeling, and programming stickers with multiple addresses. Sophie takes close-up photos of the device. This remote shows programming for multiple addresses, not just ours. And look at this sticker, Master Access Property Services, with some inventory number. That's when Rebecca Thompson shows up, the HOA treasurer who tracks community equipment. She looks flustered and out of breath. Claudia, there you are. We've been trying to reach you about the missing master access card. The silence is deafening. Claudia's face goes from confident authority figure to deer caught in headlights. Is that our missing inventory? Rebecca asks, looking at the remote. The one that was supposed to be returned Tuesday? Officer Lewis starts taking notes as this shifts from civil dispute to potential criminal matter. Rebecca explains that the checkout log shows emergency maintenance access, but there's no corresponding work order or homeowner notification in their files. Sophie connects her IT equipment to analyze the remote's programming history. Jordan, this shows multiple unauthorized entries to our address over the past 2 weeks. The device logs show access at times when we weren't home. My blood pressure spikes. Someone's been coming into my home repeatedly without permission using official HOA equipment. Officer Lewis, this goes beyond civil dispute territory, doesn't it? This is criminal trespass with official misconduct. But Sophie's technical analysis reveals something even worse. The entry logs show a pattern. Multiple unauthorized entries, not just to our garage, but to several addresses in the neighborhood. Claudia's composure finally cracks. That's proprietary HOA information, and you have no right to analyze community equipment. Officer Lewis steps between them. Actually, ma'am, this device was used to unlawfully enter their private property. They have every right to document its capabilities. The next morning, Mrs. Patterson from across the street knocks on my door with an envelope. Inside are official-looking papers claiming her vintage motorcycle was in violation and would be transferred to a community youth development program for local teenagers. The documents have the same formatting as what we saw from Claudia, and the beneficiary, Trevor Drake, who I suspect is connected to this whole scheme. As Sophie and I canvass the neighborhood, a disturbing pattern emerges. 8 households experienced unauthorized garage access. 8 families who thought they had to accept this treatment because it came from someone in an official position. The elderly Mr. Chun got citations for unauthorized cultural decorations, bamboo plants in his garden. The Hispanic family received fines for excessive visitors when relatives came for dinner. Every violation had the same solution. Property had to be relocated and would be temporarily managed by the same beneficiaries. Rebecca reveals she's been keeping parallel records because things weren't adding up. Claudia's been checking out master access cards without corresponding work orders. When I question her methods, she threatened my position on the board. The scope is staggering. Unauthorized equipment checkouts, missing homeowner notifications, invoices for services never performed, meeting minutes with entire sections deleted. The community center is packed for the emergency HOA meeting, probably 3 times normal attendance. Claudia's supporters cluster near the front, shooting disapproving glances our way. The HOA president frames it as a disruption of neighborhood peace rather than addressing criminal activity. When I present our evidence, device logs, financial records, victim testimony, Claudia interrupts. Mr. President, I object to this character assassination. Mr. Mitchell is presenting unverified allegations to support a personal vendetta. But Rebecca stands with official HOA records supporting our statements. Then multiple residents speak up, sharing similar experiences of unauthorized access and discriminatory targeting. The room divides as evidence mounts. About half the residents are genuinely surprised by the scope of violations. The other half seems determined to protect Claudia regardless of evidence. During the break, Claudia approaches with threats. You think you won tonight, but this community has long memories. People who cause this type of drama often find that life here becomes very difficult. Officer Lewis calls with the final news. Jordan, the district attorney, has completed the investigation. Felony charges against Claudia Patterson, criminal trespass, official misconduct, fraud, and misuse of HOA access equipment. The federal investigation uncovered additional violations, mail theft, identity fraud, and conspiracy charges. Claudia had been intercepting mail from targeted residents, building files on families she considered problematic. 3 months later, in federal court, Claudia accepts a plea agreement. Guilty plea to reduced charges, $8,000 in restitution payments, 200 hours community service, and permanent ban from HOA leadership positions. But the real victory isn't the legal penalties, it's the community transformation. The old board resigns, new elections bring accountability-focused residents to leadership, and comprehensive policy reforms protect future residents. New requirements include 72-hour advance notice for any property access, independent oversight of compliance activities, monthly equipment logs, open financial records, and homeowner privacy protections regardless of background or family size. Standing in my garage 1 year after finding Claudia's car, I'm reviewing security footage with neighbors, explaining how our upgraded systems protect every entry point. The troublemaker became the one trusted to explain real security. The community implemented changes beyond simple procedures: equal enforcement regardless of cultural background, rotating oversight committees, and immediate investigation of unauthorized access complaints. Claudia moved to a different state 6 months after her conviction. Whether coincidence or consequence of social pressure, her departure allowed healing without constant reminders of past conflicts. The most meaningful change is authentic relationships forged through shared struggle. Crisis created opportunities for genuine community connections that wouldn't have developed through normal social interaction. My phone regularly buzzes with requests from residents in other states facing similar discrimination, showing how widespread residential abuse really is. The garage door closes each night with authorized access only, documented entry, complete privacy protection. These basic rights should be available to every resident, but they require vigilance and organization to maintain. Individual courage combined with strategic organizing created systematic change benefiting everyone. The garage represents more than secure parking. It represents the principle that every resident deserves privacy, dignity, and equal treatment. Sometimes individual courage can create lasting security, and sometimes that's enough to justify whatever social costs were necessary to protect everyone's rights. What would you have done in my situation? Would you have stood your ground or tried to avoid the conflict? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if this story resonated with you, subscribe for more tales where accountability doesn't just win, it transforms entire communities.